Okay, welcome everybody. Science is spirituality. Today, our topic is the frequency of emotion. So, I do have some slides that I'll share and a really cool graph that we can look at and discuss, and a video that's um, part of the slideshow also. So, uh, I'll just start with this sharing of the slides first. And within there is a video. Okay, that looks good. Okay, um, never mind the week. Weeks are not all in order. These are some of slides I did in the previous iteration. Uh, okay, so but what are our emotions and what frequencies do they carry? So basically, emotions are vibratory signals, and each emotion carries a unique frequency. Just about everything carries a unique frequency, different from if there's something different than something else, it has a unique or a different frequency. So we're also going to look at bringing in emotions and how to move from survival to creation states. Okay, so there's a scale, and I'm going to show a pretty cool graphic. Some of you may have seen it before about the frequency of emotion. And so the high frequencies on this scale is like love, gratitude, inspiration. Um, and then there's the low frequencies, fear, guilt, shame, and a lot of times these are subconscious, so that we're not even aware that we're holding some or broadcasting some of these emotions or broadcasting these frequencies, just because it's part of our programming, part of our trauma sometimes, and it's underlying our consciousness, meaning subconscious. So, so that's where we get to. That's why we do self-examination and get to know thyself, and are doing this visioning protocol so that if there is some fear, guilt, shame, anger, uh, running subconsciously, we can now program what we want to experience and change those frequencies through the visioning process. Um, so, high frequencies create expansion, and low frequencies create contradiction. So, actually, I'm going to stop my share right there. And most of you saw this demonstration where I call them magic wands, but people call them uh, oh, what are those? The things that they search for water. I forgot what they were called. Um, anyways, these are some metal rods, and I did a demonstration on when my energy feels high, joy, love, these things expanded out and they would follow my energy. And when I was angry or disappointed or in fear, they contracted and they're following my energy. I kept my hands as steady as possible. So it was just a great way to show how our what we're feeling actually whoops, actually affects matter, because these are metal rods and basically they're following my magnetic field. So some of you probably, yeah, dowsing rods. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, they could be same as dowsing rods. So the so in that statement, high frequencies create expansion, low frequencies create contraction. I actually did the demo, and I have a video as well. I think I've shared in this chat of that process. So we proven that it's true. Okay, so I'll continue the share now. Uh, Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the scale that I was the diagram that I was talking about. There's your range from 20 to 700 plus in frequency. Um, and you can see, just look through and look at all the different emotions there. And when I first looked at the scale, I thought, oh, that's interesting. That there's some emotions that are lower than neutrality, that I thought would be above neutrality. So have a look for yourself. You might see some there that you think, oh, well, I thought that would be on the positive side, let's say, rather than the on the expanded side rather than the contracted side. So interesting. The video I'm going to show them, I think, talks about that as well. Um, so there we go. So this is a frequency. I believe the scale is hertz in this. So the number is hertz, cycles per second. When we talk about frequency in hertz. Okay, I think let me see. Okay, so I'll actually share the video after I go through the rest of the slides. So I'll come back to this video here. But I think I want to finish my slides and then we'll watch the video, go into the discussion. It just works best that way. Okay, so here we go. A little bit talking about survival versus creation. So in those lower frequency emotions, there's a tendency to do our freeze or fleet, run or freeze, or people call it uh, fight or flight. There is a freeze. I like to include the freeze because a lot of times as children we freeze because we don't really know um, where to run or how, like we don't have that the fight or the flight sense nailed down yet. So we often just like uh, in a panic freeze and hope, hope for the best. Um, we freeze less in adulthood. Um, okay, so these survival emotions are also, driven by stress, or it's driven by stress. Stress causes these emotions, but then we also have the chemistry that comes along with um, having stress and feeling these emotions, like fear. It also so the emotion causes stress, and then the stress also causes the emotion. So it's a back and forth relationship here, and it all leads to cortisol and adrenaline that our body is producing, which aren't always great for us. Adrenaline's useful at times, um, when we do need to use it in an emergency situation, but generally it's something in the when we're at rest, we want to try and be in our parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so also when I say the field, our focus becomes narrow and reactive, where we can't see the larger picture. We're just looking at these like we're in fear. Where can I find safety? Where can I run to? Where can I hide? How can I protect myself? And we're just in that survival state. And then in the creation emotions, in the higher frequency emotions, there's a curiosity, there's love, there's possibility, more clarity, healing happens. We do move into the parasympathetic part of our nervous system. Um, and then we do become expansive. And I wrote the word magnetic, and that's because of that demonstration. The rods I'm using are ferrous metal, and which responds to magnetic fields. Um, yeah, so definitely become a lot more expansive in the higher states, higher frequency states. Okay, biology of emotion. So um, the emotion that we're holding also affects our biology. We have our brain chemistry, the hormones, um, even our and even longer term emotional states. You all know are familiar with Bruce Lipton's work and epigenetics and that being in an environment, a consistent environment, does affect our genes and what the body produces, whether what proteins get produced in our body. So all these depend on the frequency of emotions that we're holding on to. Um, and this field reflects the internal chemical environment. So when we're when we're having an emotion, let's say it's a low frequency emotion like fear or guilt, that emotion has a field, and it produces chemistry inside our bodies, and that's what our and those are the proteins that our body is made up of now, and that's where our health comes into um, play. Um, if we the environment we create within our body determines how healthy or unhealthy our cells become and what proteins get produced through the DNA process, through the epigenetic process. Okay, and then there's this resonance, so resonance is meaning like matching up of wavelengths. So, I'll just stop the share for a sec. So, um, so just to get a picture of resonance, you may have all seen tuning forks that are tuned to the same frequency. And if you have one and you tap one, the other one starts to vibrate on its own. No one touches it. It's because it's resonating with the frequency of the first tuning fork, and it starts to vibrate on its own without any other input. Just like a guitar string, if you have two guitars in the same room and they're tuned properly and tuned to each other, you pluck one string, that corresponding string will start to vibrate on the other guitar in the same room without anyone touching it, and it's just picking up the frequency of that first string that's been struck, and it's in resonance. Because it's in resonance with that first string, the second string starts to vibrate. So that's what is meant here by emotional resonance. So I'll go back to the slides here. So in emotional resonance, so we attract people and experiences that match our emotional state. So if we're in a lower vibrational state, like fear or like holding anxiety or guilt, that's the signal that goes out from our bodies, and we know that signal is going out because I proved it with those dowsing rods. Um, that's what gets attracted to the field, our field. And so if someone is vibrating at a different a frequency, there's less resonance with that person. So our moods, the how we're feeling, how we're vibrating, is bringing into our experience the same vibratory experiences. So the vibratory experiences that match that field. So our frequency becomes that point of attraction, and like the last line there says, coherence draws coherence, and chaos draws chaos. And just in those two examples that I shared with the tuning fork and the guitar string, that should give you a visual of how that works. Okay, so shifting your frequency. So this is an exercise. Let's just take a couple minutes here and do this exercise. So we're going to shift our frequency just so we can get a feel of how to do it. So if you'd like, you can close your eyes. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to see if I can just, yeah, okay. And we go back to my slides here. Where was that? I gotta get rid of this bar. No, there, no, there we go. Okay, slideshow. So there's sound playing. You guys can hear the music? Okay, wonderful, thank you. Okay, so let's tune in to this, to our current emotional state. So however you're feeling, maybe we can, if you choose, and allow your eyelids to close here, get comfortable and just start to really tune in to how you're feeling right now. And just be honest with yourself. If you're feeling great, wonderful. If you're feeling a little low, perfectly okay. This exercise is going to serve you more than if you're already feeling good. So just tune in. Breathe and feel, especially that emotion that you're holding around the pit of your stomach. And now see if you can visualize in your mind's eye, or if you can't visualize, do it auditorily or some sense, the energy that this emotional state emits. So tune into it, visualize the energy that it's emitting. Just so you have a baseline. And now we're going to breathe into our heart space. So take a deep breath, fill your lungs, open up that chest area, and allow that breath to come into the heart space. And just fill your heart and bring your attention to your heart here. Your beautiful, beautiful heart that's working tirelessly. Breathe into that beautiful heart. What a gift. This beautiful heart was given to you. You didn't have to earn it. truly just a gift for you. Can you feel the gratitude of having this beautiful heart? It beats tirelessly every day without you even thinking about it. How lucky are we? Now, if you've felt a shift in your frequency, see if you can expand that into your field. So just radiate that gratitude out. Just allow it to surround you as it flows from within and just becomes part of your field. Beautiful. Let's take a deep cleansing breath together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And just let out whatever sound wants to come out, or a sigh, or just through the mouth. We'll do that one more time. We'll take a deep inhale through the nostrils, right into our abdomen. And just let out whatever sound wants to come out. Okay. You need to move your body, stretch. Go ahead and do that now. And just notice the shift. So that's the technique that we can use to shift our frequency anytime. It didn't take long. It took, what, less than 5 minutes. Fairly easy practice. We just need to connect to that emotion that we're holding, and then breathe in and be open enough to feel a higher frequency emotion. And gratitude is an amazing one.